This video is proudly sponsored by DigimonCard.io for all your Digimon card, deck building, deck list, card pricing, and discussion needs. Hey everyone, Egman here with another video, and today we're going to talk about one of the two new starter decks that we're getting at the end of this month. It is the Starter Deck 10, another World Tactician, or like the Mastamon yellow-purple one. Really cool starter deck, and I really am kind of excited to show off these cards and everything. So we're going to talk about all the new cards that are coming specifically out of this deck, and then also at the end, we're going to have an example upgrade list as well. So if you only care about that, it's there for you guys too, but should be good. Also, two other things. One, if you guys need like an refresher or like know what kind of all these new things like multicolor cards and like DNA Digivolve, I did make a video the other day, and so I will link it in the description of this video too. But just to kind of show how all these mechanics work in case you're new to kind of like the BT8 meta. And then also, as of recording on Friday, April 8th in the afternoon, I will be doing a Twitch stream of BT8 stuff, which will include the deck that I'm showing at the end of this video too. So if you want to see some gameplay, make sure to check that out. You can follow me in Twitch, links in the description. But that's enough self-promoting for one video. Let's kind of start about, talk about these cards. So looking at the Digi-Egg we're getting, we only get 4. Demi-Marimon is probably my example for a 5th because it's just the best purple Digi-Egg they've ever made for purple. So, but we've got this one. When attacking, if you have a yellow Digimon in play, you get to draw 1. If you do, discard 1 card from your hand. So pretty much like the Gabumon, inheritable from the other purple starter kind of starter deck. It's fine for what it is. The condition of playing yellow is not terribly difficult if you're playing that kind of deck. So it's fine for Digi-Egg. But yeah, Demi-Marimon's just way. I mean, your stuff's going to get deleted eventually, so like that cycle then just is way better. So it's an okay egg. Like maybe you run 4 Demi-Marimon and a 5th one of these if you're playing the actual deck, but I still think you run the Demi-Marimon. Moving on to the rookies, and you'll see that one of the cool new things that we get are these multicolor devolution rookies. So we see the Salmon and Lotmon, both of them are yellow, but they can digivolve on top of purple, which is really cool. So we haven't seen this before, and it's going to be a big, component moving forward where, we have these rookies or these multicolor strategies where, even though these rookies are monocolor, they can, make it easier to choose one color Digi-Egg, and then all of them can kind of interact with it, which is really nice. Salmon in particular is fantastic because it does have an end of turn. You can DNA Digivolve this Digimon and your other Digimon into a Digimon card in your hand by paying its Digimon at devolution cost. So being able to kind of end your turn by just like hard casting another level 5 or something, and then being able to just go into your level 6 for free by doing the DNA Digivolve is great. It's a lot of power and just kind of like a memory boost, and it's like you kind of get to cheat it out essentially. So Lotmon is just good. It's good stats, 4k, and being able to digivolve on both is good. We also have Ghostmon, a purple blocker while you have a yellow Digimon in play, so that's fine for what it is. If you need to get a rookie out, or if there's a way to play a rookie and you have a yellow one out already, it's fine. So, and then there's the Sukaimon. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel, and trace among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. This is fine. Obviously, there's a lot of hits for this, but it's only looking at top 3 instead. It only gives you 2, and honestly, I wouldn't run more than 2 of this card very often, unless it's like specifically for this. Obviously, it can Digivolve on top of your yellow Digi-Egg, which is nice. But we'll kind of just go from there. So it's a fine card, but nothing. I don't know. I think Salmon's my favorite. Lotmon for the variety. Ghostmon's okay too. Moving on to our champions. So we do get the. I don't think I said it outright. So in the structure deck, you only get the 2 of these Sukaimons in here. So similarly, we do have these Gatomon where you only get 2 of, which means you're fine. You're buying 2 of these structure decks, baby, because this Gatomon is fantastic. So on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may add 1 purple and 1 yellow Digimon card among them to your hand. Return the remaining cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. So this is just fantastic for hard casting. For 5, being able to look at just any yellow or purple Digimon cards, which includes multicolor cards. And then also, your turn when this Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with Archangel or Fallen Angel and its type, reduce the devolution cost by 2, which means you can digivolve into your next step for only 1, which is great for cost efficiency. And then all to just kind of bring it all together. End of turn, you can DNA Digivolve this Digimon and your other Digimon into a Digimon card to your hand by paying. So the same thing as the Salmon, But yeah, this Gatomon just does so much work. It's so flexible in what you're doing. You can Digivolve into it, and then keep going from there. You can hard cast if you want to, and it just makes your plays a lot easier. So I really like this Gatomon, and I think it's going to be pretty much a staple for any deck that kind of runs a yellow purple DNA Digivolve kind of thing. You also do have Witchmon, so these are kind of like the new versions of like the play from securities. Obviously blue and red got some powered up ones from their starter decks from the last one. So at the end of your turn, you can play this card without paying its memory cost, and on play, return one level 5 or lower purple Digimon card from your trash to your hand. So being able to use, recur your costs and everything with this is fine. Being able to play from security for free is good. Having a champion with an okay on play effect is good, as you'll see later too. So it's fine. You kind of have to build a deck around it. I don't think it's generically good, but in the right deck, it's kind of good. And yellow and purple are both potentially really good recovery decks, and so Witchmon could fit in there pretty good. We also just have Wizardmon, which is just a skill list, but it's yellow and purple, so being able to bridge the gap. This is fine if you need just that color diversity a little bit more. Moving on to the ultimates, we do have Aandroidd, which is an Archangel, and then Lady Devimon, which is a Fallen Angel. So obviously you just Digivolve Gatomon to one of these for one, which is great. Aandroidd has an on-play. One of your opponent's Digimon gets security attack -2 until the end of your opponent's next turn. So being able to do that is kind of nice. And it's a 6 cost, 6 memory cost to hard cast this, so that's not too bad. And also your turn where you have a purple Digimon in play, this Digimon gets security attack +1. So obviously, if this goes on top of a yellow-purple Mastamon, or yellow-purple Mastamon goes on top of this, you can get this security attack +1 pretty easily. And then Lady Devimon, kind of same thing with this inheritable with retaliation. So once again, if you have Mastamon, security attack +1, retaliation Digimon, which is great. Yeah, because all your yellow Digimon gain retaliation, which is also really good. It does have the when Digivolving effect. You may discard one card from your hand to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You can add one yellow or purple Angel or Archangel or Fallen Angel type among them to your hand, return the remaining to your bottom. So a little bit of cycle. Also, getting cards into your trash is kind of good for purple too, to set that up. Obviously, you normally kind of do it the other way around, but it's fine for what it is, and I think it's worth playing generally. And then we also have Bastamon. You only get 2 of this, but on play, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Obviously, you're going to be doing a somewhat large amount of hard casting with these decks and stuff, so this is fine. Obviously, we've also had like Chimeramon, which deletes something to delete, deletes one of your Digimon, delete one of your opponents. But this is fine. We'll kind of see how much, right now, I'd say in like the BT7 meta, there are a lot of people playing a lot of rookies right now, kind of like the memory blockers, the devolution blockers, and like Bokomons and stuff. So Bastamon could be like kind of good in that meta already, but we'll just kind of have to see what it looks like. And then for our megas, we do have the epitome of the starter deck, the Mastamon. So DNA Digivolve for yellow level 5 and a purple level 5 for 0 cost. Stack the Digimon cards on top, and then when Digivolving, place a yellow or purple Digimon card from your trash on top of your security stack face down. Then, if this Digimon DNA Digivolved, you may look at your security stack and play a level 5 or lower Digimon in it without paying its memory cost. Then shuffle your security stack. So being able to you'll see why there are a lot of cards with kind of, I wouldn't say lackluster on play effects, but just the fact that they have on play effects where you could combo with this in general. Also, all terms when you play another Digimon by an effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a level less than or equal to the played Digimon's level. So, the best way to do that is that you use the Mastamon, you put a level 5 underneath there, and then you play the level 5, and then you're able to pop one of your opponent's level 5s too. So a lot of great stuff there. Then also you don't have to take the card, so you can just have this as a recovery one if you need to. So that's kind of good. In general, I really like this card. I think it has a lot of flexibility and it's worth building a deck around, which is why you need to get 2 of these structure decks, because you only get 2 in one, but that's fine. The other mega we have is Junomon, which is not great. It's retaliation, and then when Digivolving, trash the top 3 cards of your deck, then return 1 Digimon card from your trash to your hand. I mean, what? It's you draw 2, I guess. I don't know. It's fine. It's what purple does, but obviously Mastamon is better in so many ways. So those are the megas we get there. We get no tamers, but we do get some options. We do have this Chaos Degrade, which again, this has to have something yellow and purple out to be able to activate from hand. But if you have like a Massamon out, then it's both, so you're fine. Main, place one of your opponent's Digimon at the top or bottom of their security stack, and then if you did, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So if you have something that you want to make sure, like this can like pop anything, which is fine, right? You just put it one, and it also doesn't trigger the on deletion on stuff when you delete it. Like, sorry, get it off the board rather. So good in that. Security, maybe place one of your opponent's Digimon at the top or bottom of their security stack face down. So like it's, you give them like a recover one, but like you also remove one of their threats. So that's still probably fine. It's an interesting card. I think it's a little bit too expensive for what you're doing, but obviously it has a way to like impact the board a lot too. So I think it's a fine card. It's just balanced and not broken, but I think people will still play it, and we'll see some play. You also have Darkness Wave, so trash the top 3 cards of your deck. Then if you have a yellow Digimon in play, return 1 yellow or purple Digimon card from your trash to your hand. Obviously we're getting, we're starting to get like these trashing from deck purple decks. Like just there's so many of these purple decks that are already trying to fill up their trash anyways. So having a an archetype like this kind of makes sense, like this actual self mill instead of like discarding from hand. I don't think it's full swing specifically with the starter deck, but we'll see if it gets more steam going on. And lastly, we have a reprint of Night Raid, which is a bit of a weird call in a deck that only has 6 rookies that you give it 4 Night Raids, because it only plays purple level 3 Digimon. But it's whatever. This isn't the art that it has, but it's what's getting reprinted. Anyways, here's all the cards for the deck, and obviously the ratios you're getting in them. And let's just go to the example deck I did based on these new cards. All right, here is the example deck list that I have right now. This is my first build, and honestly, I'm probably going to be working on something like this for a while. I think this is probably going to be one of my favorite decks from the set and everything. So this is definitely not my last build of this, but my first one to kind of go into it and see what's going on. Again, I will be playtesting this live on my Twitch stream on Friday, April 8th. So make sure to follow me on my link in the description to get notifications of when I'm going live and such. So anyways, going through this list specifically, we do have the purple Digi Eggs because Demi Marimon is so good, and we have mostly purple rookies. Gabumon is a classic. Gazimon for some memory blocking. We do run 2 of the Tsukaimons just because we want to be able to look for our Arcane Needles if we need it, and then 4 of the Salamons. This is still a really good card for what we're doing, and as far as I know, like this can just help us go into additional things. We do also run like the Chimeramon. This is like as far as I know, like one of the like biggest threats, like one of the biggest meta cards right now. It's super good. It's very, very generic in a lot of decks. A lot of decks can just splash it in and get like the benefits of a quick devolution up and like board control and everything else. So this deck is no different with it, and maybe that's a little bit convoluted, but you can do something like you have a 2 level 4s out and a level 5, so you can do finish it with Salamon, and then at the end of the turn use Salamon's effect to DNA Digivolve into Chimeramon with your 2 level 4s, and then this is still end of turn. So my assumption is that you could do this again to go into 2 level 5s, or if you had like a Gatomon as the other level 4, you can use the Gatomon. My assumption is you can do that. If that's wrong, it's because it's a new set, and you can let me know. But if that's not how you do it, then it's probably bad. But being able to like go to Chimeramon and then going into Mastamon all at one end step seems good enough to try out. So that's the idea with it. We're also running Lucamon Chaos Mode. This is probably the best hit you can get with Mastamon because it just says a level 5 Digimon, which this is. And then when this is played, you can delete one of your opponent's Tamers or level 6 or lower Digimon. So essentially this pops 2 things when you play it, which is gross. And then you obviously get this big Chaosmon, which you can just DNA Digivolve into again to another Mastamon, or like just hard Digivolve into like a Funny Fall Down mode. Like this is a great card too. So when Digivolving, this card has a purple card in its evolution cards. Delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. If this Digimon has a yellow card in its evolution cards, recovery +1. And then on deletion, you may play 1 purple or yellow level 4 or lower Digimon for your trash without paying its memory cost. So this is like a really generic, like good card that can go into anything we're doing anyway. So I think that's kind of good. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, there's a lot of things going on with this deck, honestly. So we're probably gonna have to shave it down to the core things that do work. Eismon also is getting limited to 1. Being able to play Eismon, have it pop, and then have 2 level 4s out, which you can help go into a level 5 devolution, or DNA Digivolve, seems pretty broken. So that's probably why Eismon was more or less banned, or sorry, limited to 1 in this set than it being too oppressive generically in BT7. But that we're still running it. It's still good. Like, this is still probably like one of the best hard cast. Like for 4 memory, you get this Eismon scatter mode, and then if they try to get rid of it, you get free cycle with it. So I think that's fine for what it is, and like once in a while you get a free Eismon out too, so that's fine. We also have Black Godamon, which is another purple yellow, purple yellow, and it has rush too. So like if you need to do 1 more damage, Mastamon can play Black Godamon off its effects, and then it has rush. You can kind of finish the game there too. So even if you just have like 5 memory randomly, which you can do with reinforcing memory boost, just hard casting this for 5 and swinging it is still like fine. Aandroidd is great for hard casting too. So if you already had like a level 5 stack out, that's purple. You just hard cast, recover 1, and then you can do your Mastamon stuff, which is nice. 2 Gatomons for the promo, because you can. This is just a lot of synergy, especially if you're free playing stuff. So, and it's a blocker. We don't have a lot of defense inherently from blockers, but we do have a lot of ways to recover and like disrupt our opponent's board. So that's kind of the idea. There's also the new Kari tamer, and I think this is better for a multicolor build. It's a tamer that sets your memory to 3, like the TK, but when a card is added to your security stack, you may suspend this tamer to gain 1 memory. So we have a lot of ways to do that. So that means like our Aandroids technically cost 1 less. When we use our Mastamon effect, when Digivolving, you do place a card. So like technically you get like net 1 if you already had your stacks out, which could also mean like let's say you pass your opponent 1 memory to at the end of the turn, and then you use like one of your Gatomon inheritables to DNA Digivolve into Mastamon. That will activate Mastamon, which will put a card into your security stack, which would activate Kari, which would set you back down to 0, and then it'd still be your turn. So I think being able to have these procs that help you stay on your turn really helps out the deck. And then lastly, we're trying out Flame Health Scythe. Active main. One of your opponent's Digimon gets -6k DP for the turn, then play 1 purple yellow Digimon with 6k DP or less from your trash without paying its memory cost. So being able to do that is pretty good for what we're doing. This can play Aandroidd, which is super funny because it is a 6k level 5, so that's fine. So like, being able to recycle those are good. Gatomon is also fits that bill, so being able to do that to recover, like pop one of your opponent's cards, get a recovery +1, and have a block route if you already have purple seems good enough too. I think this is worth trying out, and just being able to recycle stuff is good. Also, all of our level 5s besides Chimeramon can be played from this, so I think it's worth trying out in that regard. And Dead or Alive, same kind of thing. You obviously want it to hit Lucamon, but there are other good targets for it too. That's, I think, all I want to talk about this deck. I have high expectations, which probably means it's going to be mediocre at best, but we'll kind of see how it goes. And we'll be updating it throughout the meta as I play it more and get an understanding what other people are playing. But that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys got something from this. Let me know what you guys think about the structure deck as a whole, the cards as a whole, and if this deck that I'm presenting you is good or bad. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be doing a video like this for the other starter deck for the Imperial 1, so look out for that. And that's going to be it for me. So again, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all next time.
Damn it. Damn it.